Well, hello, Uncivil Law fans. I hope all is well. Welcome to episode number 49 of our ongoing coverage of the Capitol rioters. Today, we're doing Robert Chapman edition. It has been a little while since we've done one of these, so it feels like a good time to do another one. So we're going to discuss the day that was Robert Chapman's day and how he got caught by the FBI. Fun, tough. Something tells me a bee was buzzing. Let's learn a little bit more. Well, on or about January the 13th of 2021, which was my birthday, which was going better for me than Mr. Chapman, an individual who could provide information to law enforcement that another individual who participated in unlawful entry into the Capitol on or about January the 6th. The complainant stated in sum and substance that an individual known to him or her, I'm pretty sure this is a her, as Robert Chapman of Carmel, North New York, is known to use the Bumble social media platform with the username of Robert. A wild Bumble appears. According to the complaint on January the 13th, 2021, he or she, it's she, was texting with Robert via Bumble. During their text communication, Robert stated, "I did storm the Capitol and made it all the way to Statutory Hall." Complaint number one provided a screenshot of the above conversation to law enforcement. Those weren't my questions. Those weren't the answers to my questions. I did storm the Capitol. I made it all the way into Statutory Hall. I did an interview with Robert Omoro of the Washington Post. Also did online interview with Jess Brevins of the Wall Street Journal. We are not a match. I suppose not. Very, very sad for Robert. Very, very, very sad for Robert that the match was not to be. It was a honey trap on Bumble. How appropriate. How appropriate. And it wasn't an FBI honey trap. This was just some random person. There were rumors of people doing this, so apparently it happened at least once. So one person decided to use Bumble as a honey trap. Bzz, bzz goes buzz. Bzz, bzz goes all the way to jail. How exciting. So refreshing. Hey, babe, want some fook? I stormed the Capitol. Holla. Holla at your boy. I stormed the Capitol. I am Braves Patriots. Bzz, bzz. Fun. Good times. The screenshot from complaint one includes a Bumble account holder's profile picture, which appeared to be an individual known to the complainant as Robert Chapman. And there he is. This is his Bumble profile. So we get to critique him. We get to critique him for his Bumble photograph game. Okay. So Robert Chapman apparently thinks the ladies are into blue jeans with a leather jacket with a bandana. These are the kind of, he thinks this is what the women will like. The ladies of the channel will have to let me know. Is this what you're going for? Should I make profile pictures like this? Because, not thinking this would be successful, but okay. In an effort to further investigate and to ascertain whether Robert Chapman was just making it up or whether he was actually involved, and because we're reading about it, you know which one of those two it was, the FBI reviewed body camera footage from the Metropolitan Police Department recorded on the 6th. In the body camera footage, an individual who appears to be suspiciously similar to Robert Chapman is located inside the Capitol building in Statutory Hall. So he was telling the truth. He really did make it to Statutory Hall. How exciting. This footage corroborates Robert Chapman's statement to the complainant about being inside of Statutory Hall. Yeah, well, I guess he's authentic. Women do like authenticity, I'm told. Women do like honesty and authenticity. So he's very honest about who he is. Apparently who he is leather jacket, bandana guy, and he's also very honest about the fact that he stormed the Capitol and made Statutory Hall. So women, good news. It turns out that you can believe what guys say in their profiles. He wasn't making it up. How reassuring. During the video, Robert Chapman is seen filming the activity inside the U.S. Capitol using his cellular phone because of course he was. Screen captures from that video with time and timestamp are depicted below. All right, so let's see some of the footage that Mr. Chapman took during his day. Yeah, we got some photos over here with some selfies. He's wearing the bandana. He loves that bandana life. He might be wearing the same jacket. He has a style he really likes, and he wants to document his day. You know, good times. When reviewing these images, the FBI observed that the individuals appear to be wearing the exact same navy black colored bandana as the individual in 3. Well, they're suspiciously similar, that's true. The bandana worn by the individual appears to be a different color in the front and right side than the left side. As discussed, we subsequently obtained a photograph that showed the 2 different colors of the bandana. We think it's literally the same bandana. He apparently only has the one. One of the interesting aspects and quirks of the Capitol Riot series have been how many people have been busted because they were wearing the exact same outfit they wore in some other social media post. I'm not sure that that's interesting or notable, but I find it interesting, notable, so I'm going to note it. The FBI has reviewed numerous databases to further determine if this individual was in fact Robert Chapman. According to the New York State Police, an individual identified as Robert Chapman was arrested in 2017 in the state of New York. The FBI obtained a photograph of Robert Chapman taken at the time of his arrest. The FBI observed the individual in Figure 5 has a similar facial hair as that of 3 and 4. So yeah, we've contacted our friends in New York, and the New York State Police say, "Hey, we arrested a Robert Chapman. Would you like a copy of his booking photo?" "Yes, please." Yeah, looks like the same guy to me. I'm not an expert or anything, but there do seem to be some similarities to my mind. Could be the same guy with the same name. In addition to the arrest photographs identifying Robert Chapman, the FBI provided to the FBI the surveillance footage of the individual believed to be Robert Chapman, based on individual provided by the honeypotter, and the video provided by the Metropolitan Police Department. Law enforcement elected to conduct surveillance of the individual identified as Robert Chapman. That must have been an interesting stakeout. The FBI confirms that Robert Chapman resides in the state of New York. This information is corroborated in the information provided by the complainant. Again, he's honest. So in his Bumble profile, he indicated that he lived in New York. Again, honesty. He's not catfishing. Maybe she is, but he's not. Figure 6 is a still photograph obtained from video surveillance conducted by the FBI. Well, yeah, so this is footage of him that the FBI captured on their stakeout. So, not exactly sure what Robert is doing here, but this is the picture the FBI caught of him on the streets of New York, and they've attached a photograph of Robert doing something. Should we presume that this is his car? So he dressed like a motorcycler, and he drives a Mazda 3. Okay. Or maybe he's working and he's filling it with air or something. I don't know. Upon comparing the individual identified by law enforcement as Robert Chapman in the figure above to the individual depicted in the Capitol riot, the FBI believes that Robert Eric and Robert Chapman are one and the same. Okay, so we have an alias. So we have an alias for Mr. Chapman. Apparently he also goes by Robert Eric. Okie doke. In addition to the FBI's direct communication with Chapman, wherein he admits to being in the Capitol building, so the FBI had a conversation with Mr. Chapman, and the FBI said, Hey, you want to tell us about your adventures on the 6th? Yes, please. I was in the building. It was great. I was in Statutory Hall. Have you been in Statutory Hall? It's actually quite impressive. I could show you the places I went and the things I did recreate the day. That would help. Good. So in addition to, telling the FBI all about it, the honeypotter informed the FBI that he or she observed a Facebook page on a Facebook page with the account profile of Funky Vunky. Okay. Okay. Apparently, Mr. Chapman over here has a Facebook page. And it's not called Robert Chapman or Robert Eric. The Facebook page instead is called Funky Vunky. Okay. Noted. The honeypotter provides a screenshot of the Facebook page. In the screenshot, an individual who appears to be Eric, who's Chapman, is depicted inside of Statutory Hall, inside the U.S. Capitol building. The screenshot includes a Facebook post dated the 7th and an individual with the name of Lisa Jenny Vunk. In the post, Vunk writes, "My dear friend and bro star, Robert." Okay, so it's not his page. It's his friend's page. Noted. Sorry for implying it was his page earlier. Don't want to get that fact wrong, lest we defame Robert over here by implying it was his page. Yeah, correct that record. So apparently, Vunkmaster over here writes, "My dear friend and bro star Robert made it in the Capitol building at the protest yesterday. Woo-hoo." In the comments of the post, an individual named Robert Eric, who's Chapman, writes, "Lisa Jenny Vunk, these are your peers, colleagues. They're a bunch of little bitch trolls. Keyboard warriors who don't do a fucking thing." He is not about the keyboard warrior. He is not about that keyboard warrior life. He is all about being hands-on. I suppose there's something admirable in that somewhere. Here he is with his day, with the statues in the background, doing a little selfie action. Same bandana, same jacket, I think. The FBI observed that the individual in the photograph we just saw matches the physical characteristics of the individuals we saw before. Notably, the individual appears to be tired, in the same jacket, and wearing the same bandana. Additionally, in Figure 7, the FBI was able to observe the front-facing view of the individual, indicating the headband depicted in 3 and 4. From the angle in 7, it appears the bandana is white on one side and navy black on the other side, providing an explanation for the different colors of the bandana in 3 and 4. So, yeah, the bandana is more than one color, why it's inconsistent in some of the shots. Same bandana, though. He loves that bandana. Based upon Eric's statement to the complainant, the honeypotter, as it relates to his location inside Statutory Hall and the screenshot, the FBI believes that Eric is the individual depicted in 7. During an open source check, open source intelligence, the FBI learned that Chapman utilizes a Facebook account with the profile name of Robert Eric 7, with a registered email address Namfac10 at Yahoo, and Robert Eric 7 at Facebook.com. The aforementioned Facebook account is public. The FBI observes the Facebook page belonging to Robert Eric and observed photographs depicting a person who appears to be the one and the same as Eric. In the screenshot captured by the FBI, which is the screenshot for this thumbnail, for this video, Robert Eric posts, "I'm fucking inside the Capitol. One notes here, the FBI did not include the usual sick in parentheses to indicate that this was original. But he wrote Capital. He's inside the Capital. Okie doke. The individual in photograph 8 is the same guy as in 3, 4, 7, and all the other photos. And the second screenshot, taken from Robert Erick's Facebook page, the individual in the photograph is seen taking a picture with the statue, which the FBI has confirmed inside Statutory Hall. We know where that statue is. Yep, there he is. Getting that photograph. Getting that statue life, man. I wonder what statue that is. The FBI did not indicate which particular statue it is. I suppose we could look it up. But I'm disappointed the FBI didn't tell us, just for posterity, which one of the founding fathers he thought he really wanted to get that peace sign in. A third screenshot taken from Robert Erick's Facebook page shows a picture of the Apotheosis of Washington, which is located inside the Capitol Rotunda, inside the Capitol building. A famous painting. It's quite beautiful, actually, in there. I have been there. Not so much on the rioting, but, you know, during non-riot times. And the inside of the Capitol is quite beautiful. And the painting is quite beautiful, too. Although, for my money, nothing can beat the beauty of the Library of Congress. That building is unbelievable. So, you know. It's right across the street. So, as long as you're there, just saying. Also, right across the street is the U.S. Supreme Court. You can get a whole bunch of stuff in it. Within, you know, the same block. On or about January the 16th of 2021, the FBI conducted an online search for Robert Chapman. During the search, the FBI located a 2017 YouTube video. In this video, a white male matching the physical characteristics of Chapman identifies himself as Robert. The individual states that he or she is from New York City. New York City with the leather jacket and the bandana and yeah. I wonder, you know, since he's from New York City, he could have always raided the other capital, you know, the one that's in New York City. He wouldn't have to travel that far. I've been to that building too, you know, where the U.S. Congress met for like 1 year or something. Or 10 years? No, it was 10 years or something like that. But yeah, he could have raided that building. It's right in New York City, right? Where the U.S. had its capital for a little bit. On its way to getting to D.C. But he decided he didn't want that OG capital life. He wanted the new modern capital life. That's where it's at. Okay. Robert in the video wore the same bandana around his head. The FBI located a New York State DMV photograph of Robert Chapman. We've compared it. In doing so, I believe that, yeah, it's the same guy, and also the same guy who calls himself Robert Erick. At no time was Chapman, a.k.a. Robert Erick, authorized to enter the Capitol. Well, that one we got covered for sure. Based on the foregoing, the FBI believes that he is guilty of trespass, and he's guilty of parading inside the Capitol. There is no indictment yet for Mr. Chapman / Mr. Erick. So very sad we don't have an indictment yet to see if he's being charged with other things. But yeah, that's the end of his day. Busted by Bumble. Busted by the stinger of Bumble. Bzz, bzz, bzz. You know, good times. So, fun. So anyways, yeah. So anyways, if you're liking this stream, please remember to give the video a like. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. For 99 cents a month, you too can become a supporter of the channel. I think we'll dig up one more, and so we'll do a number 50 tonight because we're having way too much fun with this. I've been Uncivil Law. I'll see you in a bit. Until later, my friends. Cheers and goodbye.